What is up, everyone? Grady and I recently had a chance to sneak out of town for a couple of days and test out the new Go Fast camper, so we grabbed some good buddies and headed for Section 1 of the Washington BDR, or Backcountry Discovery Route. Technically, Section 1 starts at the Bridge of the Gods, located between Cascade Locks, Oregon, and Stevenson, Washington. Before we hit the first section of gravel roads in Section 1, we stopped in Stevenson to fuel up and grab some road snacks. Section 1 of the BDR is about 120 miles in length, and we use the version of the route that's captured in the Onyx Off-Road's mapping software. Section 1 is comprised almost entirely of gravel roads mixed with asphalt, some elevation changes, and a couple of tight spots that are fairly overgrown with foliage. Either way, four-wheel drive is not a requirement for Section 1. One short detour that is totally worth the time is the Guler Ice Cave. It's a little creepy at first, but once you get deep into the cave, it's got a bit of a Superman Fortress of Solitude vibe to it. Just make sure you have appropriate footwear, i.e. not flip-flops. We pulled off onto a side road about halfway through Section 1 on the first night and found a small clearing area where we set up camp for the evening. Breakfast the next morning consisted of potatoes and sausage grilled up by our buddy Josh, and we were on the road for the last half of Section 1 not too long after that. The last 30 miles or so of Section 1 is nothing but washboard gravel roads, and they were brutal, and that was amplified by the fact that nobody in our group opted to air down at any point. Section 1 of the BDR ends in the small town of Packwood, and we were totally happy to get off those washboard roads and onto some pavement. We spent night 2 at the Packwood RV Park. I realize that's not very overlandy of us, but to be honest, they gave us 3 RV sites for $40 total. That worked out to about $8 a person, which gave us access to showers and flush toilets. Maybe more importantly, the Packwood RV Park is directly across the street from Packwood Brewing, which was our dinner location for the night. Now, don't get me wrong, it was an awesome extended weekend trip with our buddies, but unless you are dead set on doing the entire Washington BDR, my advice would be to skip Section 1, head to Packwood, check it out, and use that as sort of a starting point for Section 2, which I understand is quite a bit more scenic and actually requires some four-wheel drive. We plan on heading back to the Washington BDR next year, so stay tuned for that video. Until then, thanks for watching Trash Panda Garage. Until the next time, get out there, build something.